So when we're talking about installing Checkpoint, normally we talk about two different deployment options. Either we have the standalone, so there you have one single box, or you can actually have a cluster. But on this cluster or single box, you have the management station and the security gateway, meaning the firewall on the same box. I don't recommend that setup at all. I recommend everyone to go with a distributed environment, meaning you have a separate box for your management station and a separate box for your firewall, so you can scale a lot easier. There are actually more options to install Checkpoint on. So you can install a security gateway in bridge mode. You can actually have it as a cluster as well. And if you need bridge mode, more or less you know what it is. But in short, it is a way to add a firewall without changing IP routing anywhere else. And the fourth and last option that I don't really see as a separate option, so to say, it's in monitor mode. So more or less you install a normal security gateway and then you add a spawn port in a switch to replicate traffic, so you can like analyze the traffic to see if Checkpoint is a good vendor for you to change, if you're planning to change like from one vendor to another one. Then it's a good option to do a span port, so you can see what is the difference between these two vendors, what sort of traffic do they actually pick up. But the real deployment option within real world is to have a virtualized management server and then to have a firewall cluster, because you shouldn't install firewalls without clusters. When you add more clusters to the same management server, you may need to like take out some functionalities from the management server. So you can have a separate log server, you can have a separate event server. If you're running endpoint, you should have a separate server for this as well. So this one is the approved design. So this is approved by Magnus. The other one is supported by Checkpoint, but this is the only option that is approved by Magnus. So when you have decided that you want to have it in a distributed mode, then you need to pick, should I have a hardware based or should I have a software based? And do they have the same functionalities? So hardware based is more or less appliances, and it can also be open servers. So appliances is pre-built boxes from Checkpoint, everything from small SMB things to large data center environments, or more or less hyperscaling. An open service is when you buy like a server from HP, Dell, Supermicro, Cisco, or similar vendor, and then you install Checkpoint software on it. So open server is a mix between hardware and software. So there are benefits of running open servers. For example, you have perpetual licenses, or you add perpetual licenses to them, meaning you can take the licenses from your old open server and move it to a different open server, as long as they have the same number of cores. If you buy an appliance after a certain number of years, most likely 5 years, you need to replace it to a new appliance. Of course, you can get in some trade-in value, but you don't get to move licenses between different appliances. And then you can install it purely software, meaning you have a VM, either on-prem or in public cloud. And this can either be perpetual licenses or it can be subscription-based licenses. There are also software as a service options, especially for the management server. So Checkpoint can host the management server in their location in public cloud. And they make sure that it's upgraded and have the latest versions and everything like that. And you just use it and you connect your on-prem and your public cloud gateways to it. So there are benefits of running appliances as well. First of all, you can use it in a Maestro cluster. Some of the appliances has hardware-based cards that can accelerate the traffic. And if we check new functionalities, we can see like the limitations for open servers. So there are limitations to use Core XL dynamic load balancing. So this is a thing that is not supported on open servers. It's not supported with Hyperflow. It's not supported with dynamic balancing. So there are features that is new within newer versions that is not supported on open servers, and there is no guarantee that they will ever be supported. So if you need specific features or functions, you need to check the limitations. So if you're talking to a vendor, no matter if it's Checkpoint or any other vendor, you need to make sure to get a list of limitations so you can take a decision on what you want to run. But there are also benefits of running open servers, such as the benefit of having perpetual licenses that you can move to new hardware, so you don't need to spend so much money when you replace the boxes, because just replacing an HP box is cheaper than to buy a new license. So there are benefits for both appliances and open servers and running it in VM or in public cloud or as a SaaS service. It all depends on what sort of organization you have, what sort of budget you have, what sort of requirements do you have. The biggest problem when it comes to physical hardware is what sort of box should I buy? Because there is everything from small business, like small, more or less home routers, up to full chassis based firewalls that you add blades in. So this can take a rack. So there are huge difference between this performance wise. I mean, a small little home router doesn't press like 1 terabit of traffic. But Checkpoint has introduced something called Maestro. It's more or less an appliance where you can hook up different appliances and make it to a large cluster so they act as one box. So this makes it easier to buy physical hardware appliances. This is not supported on open servers. So once again, you need to make sure to check limitations and what sort of features that you want to run, because everything is not supported on Maestro as well. So there are caveats with everything. But the great thing about the Checkpoint deployment options are there are a bunch of different deployment options for all kind of environments. The hard thing is to decide how should I build it. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.